And welcome into the WECT Digital Studio, everyone. I'm John Evans, along with meteorologist Ella Tanzi, here to give you an update on the winter storm that we are expecting to hit the Carolinas this weekend and what we can expect out of that winter storm. Before we get to Ella and the brand new models that they have looked at in the First Alert Weather Center, let me go over some of the updated school cancellations and closures that we have right now. As of 4:30 this afternoon, we know New Hanover County schools and Bladen County schools will be on remote learning on Monday. UNCW's campus is closed. Brunswick Community College campus is closed as well. And these other school systems, Brunswick County schools closed. Columbus County and Whiteville City will be on remote learning. Pender County schools also closed on Monday as well. So all of our public school systems have changed schedules because of the storm. And Ella, you all have seen some new models. What exactly are they telling you?
So as of now, models are leaning towards more of a rush timeline. So we're looking at that time frame being pushed up a tad more. We could see the earliest flurries as early as tomorrow morning, and then some of that snow has the potential to pick up tomorrow afternoon and really into the overnight. We're still watching to see if that trend continues, or if, maybe we'll see those models say, hey, the snow won't get here until a little bit later. So that's something that we're just going to be fine-tuning as we go throughout the rest of tonight. And, of course, we'll continue to keep you up to date. But from the National Weather Service, earlier this afternoon, they did upgrade that extreme cold watch to an extreme cold warning. This will go into effect tomorrow evening and last until 10 o'clock Sunday morning. As for that winter storm warning, that will also go into effect in the overnight, so 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, and that will run through 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. Pretty much all of the Carolinas are under this winter storm warning due to the system set to bring in impacts to southeastern North Carolina and really much of the Carolinas. And John, one question that we have been getting over and over again: how much snowfall are we expected to get? And I wish we had a specific answer that we could give you right now. However, we do have some ranges. As of now, models are trending between about 2 to 6 inches with locally higher amounts possible. And that's mainly due to the uncertainty in how much dry air will move in and how east that dry air is expected to go. So we're really going to be watching, the dry air as we go throughout the day tomorrow, because that's going to determine how much snowfall we're going to see here at home. I do have several different models if you want to see some ballpark numbers. Again, still seeing lots of big differences between pretty much the GFS, the Euro, and even our in-house system called the Graph. Still those tallies ranging between 2 to 6 inches. Again, some areas have the potential to see higher amounts, so that's why it's important to stay prepared ahead of the arrival of this system. And I do want to show you some of the latest models that are running. This is one of the higher resolution models that we are watching starting later on tonight, where we actually have the potential to see a few stray flurries into the overnight hours, even early tomorrow morning. This is a big difference that we've seen since the noon show. Or in the 4 o'clock show, this model run was showing, less dry air creeping in. So what does that mean? More snowfall for our region and earlier snowfall mixing in. So we're seeing that earlier time frame throughout our Saturday with when that snow is expected to arrive, but still the bulk of the snow expected tomorrow night into the early morning hours of Sunday. But this system pretty much moves in and out, likely going to be offshore for Sunday morning. And whenever we do wake up on Sunday morning, it's going to be interesting to see how much snow we do actually get.
It's going to be like, the kids waking up on Christmas morning, not just for the presents, but, hey, Santa Claus brought snow along with him.
That's right. And if you are going to be out and about in the snow, first and foremost, make sure to bundle up. Have extra layers on. Make sure to have a hat, scarf, gloves, pretty much the entire winter wardrobe. Change your socks throughout the day if you are planning on playing in the snow. And that's because we're going to see extremely cold temperatures. And whenever we talk about this extreme cold, This has the potential to cause frostbite or hyperthermia if you are not properly dressed or prepared for this weather. You can see some of those overnight lows in the lower teens, especially Sunday night, and then afternoon highs pretty much staying around freezing throughout the day. So that's going to cause some problems for people, pets, plants, and pipes. And that's just those temperatures, not factoring in any wind chill values Saturday night and Sunday, likely going to be in that Arctic zone. So we're talking about wind chill values of 10 degrees or below. Saturday night actually looking to be one of the coldest nights with wind chill values near 0 degrees and in some cases sub-zero. So that could cause a lot of problems as well.
And again, as you're out and about, make sure that you realize that this system is also going to come with a lot of wind. You were just talking about the wind chills, but along the coast, there are concerns about some potential beach erosion with this system, some potential overwash in some of the Outer Banks areas, and really along the coast, the threat is there for this system, right?
That's right, John. We could potentially see wind gusts of 45 plus miles per hour. So it is going to be really just a blustery day. Throughout the day tomorrow, sustained winds 15, 20 miles per hour. And again, those gusts are going to be much higher. And so that's why that's going to add in an additional danger factor, talking about wind chill. And then even as we look, if you have to travel anywhere, it's really advised not to travel, but that's going to cause lower visibility, especially whenever you factor in that snow. And we could potentially see some of those heavier snow bands mixed in.
Okay, let's go back to your graphics and tell us what else you have.
So again, tracking the chill, dangerous wind chill values for this weekend. And I do want to go over some considerations before the system arrives. So that way, you're best prepared for this winter weather. Remember, steps, sidewalks, and walkways, they will be slick. So be careful when you're out and about. Try to limit your time outdoors and be mindful of your health. If you have breathing issues, frostbite, hypothermia are problems that we could potentially see because of just how cold it's expected to be this weekend. And I know we don't typically see a lot of snow here in southeastern North Carolina, but it's important to remember to bring your car off the street if possible, so that way snow plows can get through and pull those windshield wipers up, and then clean off your car if you do have to be anywhere on Sunday. If you have to be anywhere Sunday afternoon, make sure to clean that snow off your car so it's not flying onto other cars. That could also cause some problems. And if you don't have a snow shovel, I know most of us don't, try to use a stiff bristle broom. That can help, get some of that snow off. And we're also looking at a drier snow. So this is going to be a little bit easier to move if you have a snow blower. This will also come in handy. Again, I know most of us don't have snow blowers here.
I've got some questions on our Facebook Live. Concerns about losing power. And the one thing we've talked about this storm versus the one we had last week is that was ice. Ice gets on power lines. It's a lot heavier. The chances are it might snap a line, snap a twig, snap a branch, fall on a line. It's not that much of a concern as far as widespread outages here, right?
Yeah, widespread outages not looking to be, a big concern in this scenario. However, we could see patchy power outages. I know if areas it's windy outside and sometimes your power flickers, we could potentially see that tomorrow just because of how windy it's expected to be with the system that's offshore. And one thing that's also important to note is this system, we are going to see a rapid change in pressure. So that pressure is going to be falling throughout the day. If you're sensitive to that pressure change, make sure to take care of yourself tomorrow. Drink lots of water, have, ibuprofen or Tylenol on standby with you. Maybe decide to take a bubble bath and just do a self-care day.
There you go. And also, another idea, make sure all your devices are charged like tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. This is going to be the last chance we have of really not having any threats to the power grid in southeastern North Carolina. So if you have a backup battery, charge that backup battery. If you have all your devices, make sure your laptops, your iPads, your phones, all your devices are charged tonight so that in case power goes out, you still have a way to possibly call a loved one and say, hey, I'm okay, lost power, I may be walking over to your house or whatever the case may be. Keep those power devices up and fully charged tonight and into tomorrow.
Yeah, set a reminder on your phone before you head to bed tonight. Charge all devices, make sure everything's plugged up and ready to go. And we'll also be doing some live streams over this weekend. So if you do lose power, you don't have cable, you can tune in on your WECT, weather app and on the app itself, or even on Facebook with those lives as well.
Okay, let's get back to your graphics.
All right. So again, just going over some important considerations to take. And this is going to be a stretch of several first alert weather days. Pretty much tomorrow, we're going to see those conditions deteriorate throughout the day. Sunday, we're waking up, we're seeing how much snowfall we actually get. Still a first alert weather day because of those lingering impacts and because of it's going to be very cold. You see those highs likely not going to get above freezing, overnight lows likely breaking records, and then Groundhog Day Monday, going to be a cold one. Eventually we do gradually warm up, but we don't get above freezing for our overnight lows until Wednesday night. Hopefully Wednesday, if we do see some of those higher snowfall totals, we would see a good melting on Wednesday as well, because we are going to be well above freezing.
Okay, a couple of good points Ella just brought up. Make sure all your devices are charged. Make sure you stay with WECT, social media, on our news app, on our weather app, our Facebook page, on all of our social media sites, because when they do, and they're going to do cut-ins like this, digital cut-ins on Facebook, on the YouTube channel, and on our news app and our weather app. They're going to do it from the studios this weekend. And so they're going to give you, right from the Weather Center in there, a good update as to what's happening. Another idea, you can be our eyes and the eyes for southeastern North Carolina where you are, if you can safely, I underline and boldface, safely, take a picture, take some video out your door, front door, back door, porch, do it safely, upload it to See It, Snap It, Send It. Tell us where you got it. Tell us what time you took it. Tell us where you are so that we can let folks know, hey, Ella, she took a picture in Boiling Spring Lakes. This is what it's like right there. John took a picture in Oak Island. Whatever it is, folks in the area who may not be able to, or folks who are away from the area, you can help keep them up to date. You put it in See It, Snap It, Send It. We can get it out on TV. We can get it out on our news feeds and make sure everybody stays safe. What's your message tonight before you have to get back into the studio?
Make sure to stay safe. Make sure to think about the 4 Ps: people, pets, plants, and pipes. If you have outdoor pets, please make sure they have a warm place to go. Make sure, if you can, bring them inside. Check on your neighbors, check on your family. Maybe that's just a phone call saying like, hey, do you have enough blankets to stay warm? Are you going to be okay over this weekend? Stay off the roads, stay up to date with WECT. Do so with your WECT First Alert Weather app. I know you've probably been getting, no pun intended, a flurry of notifications from those extreme cold warnings to the winter storm warning, and then, whatever notifications we may send out. We're going to keep you up to date. Unfortunately, I wish I could give you exact snowfall tallies.
Right.
I wish I could say, John, in your backyard, you're going to see 4.7 inches of snow. However, just due to the uncertainty of the dry air, we cannot do that right now,
Right.
But we can give you a good range between 2 to 6 inches of snow, and then locally higher amounts possible if we don't see as much dry air mix in, and then that will come with other concerns as well. But, make sure to take care of yourself this weekend, have those devices charged, and if you can safely, if you have a ruler, a yardstick, take snow measurements yourself. Send those in to See It, Snap It, Send It. We would love to know how much snow fell in your backyard, and we can also send that to the National Weather Service so that way they can see, okay, this is how much snow pretty much all of southeastern North Carolina got.
Good idea. Okay, before we go, one more time, let's go through some of those school closings and changes for Monday. Because of the winter storm, New Hanover County Schools, Bladen County Schools are on remote learning. UNCW is closed Monday, and so is Brunswick Community College. Cape Fear Community College is on remote learning on Monday, and so are Columbus County Schools and Whiteville City Schools. Brunswick County schools are closed. Snow day. Pender County schools are closed. Snow day. All the kids in those school systems are loving it because they don't have to do any work on Monday.
I mean, they can just go sledding and
Yep.
enjoy the snow. But if you are, again, that extreme cold going to play a big factor, you're bundling up, have extra layers on, and making sure your socks are getting changed. If you have gloves, change those, and also your hats.
Good idea. Good advice. Meteorologist Ella Tanzi joining us, sharing her expertise. We thank you for joining us. We plead with you to please stay warm, stay safe this weekend. Download that WECT news and weather apps. Stay on social media. Follow us. We'll have all the information on our website and our news app. We want to make sure everybody gets through this with a little bit of fun, but safely as well. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you on WECT News starting at 5.